In a lost corner of the planet, there's a kingdom outside of time, an island of impossible life, ruled by a god. Here, survival is a constant battle, but the brutal balance of this land is kept by its sovereign. A titan, a protector, a king. Though he is simply called Kong, this is his island. But what happens when a threat arrives not from the land or the sea, but from the darkest nightmares of the cosmos? Tonight, a falling star brings a new kind of death. The peace of Skull Island is shattered. A scar of burning metal is gouged into the jungle, a wound from which a new predator bleeds out. The island's vibrant chorus falls silent. Soon, the other giants of the island start vanishing. A pack of vicious skullcrawlers, cornered in their canyon, is overwhelmed by a swarm of black chitinous demons. They're fast, silent, and ruthlessly efficient. They don't kill for dominance or food, but for propagation. They are a plague, and their victory is absolute. From his mountain peak, Kong watches, sees the desecration of his kingdom. He feels the silence where there should be life. His roar rips through the valley, not a challenge, but a declaration of war. The king is coming to reclaim his throne. Kong moves with purpose, the ground trembling with each step. He finds the source of the rot, the crashed vessel. Its hull breached and bleeding, a strange resinous architecture into the jungle. The very air hisses. This biomechanical cancer twists the familiar world into something alien. Kong tears at the hive's outer walls, his immense strength ripping through the hardened structure. And from the darkness, they emerge. Xenomorph drones, sleek and deadly, pour out to meet him. It's a tide of black bodies, moving with a horrifying, unified purpose. To them, Kong isn't a king. He's a host. Perfect specimen to birth an army. The first battle is a clash of primal fury against a perfect organism. Kong is a force of nature, swatting drones from the air and crushing them underfoot. But for every one he smashes, two more take its place. Their piercing shrieks echoing through the trees. The drones were just a test. Kong's power is absolute, but these creatures learn. They coordinate. Flanking him, their sharp tails lashing out like whips. He grabs one, and in a show of raw power, tears it apart. But a spray of molecular acid erupts from the corpse, splashing across his arm. Kong bellows in agony, a searing pain he's never known. He's just learned a fatal lesson. Their very blood is a weapon. But pain brings focus. He adapts, using the environment as his weapon. He uproots a massive tree, swinging it like a club to pulverize the swarm from a distance. He pushes deeper into the grotesque hive, the stench an affront to his natural world. There, he confronts a new horror. Larger, armored Xenomorph Praetorians. Standing guard. They're faster, stronger, and smarter. The fight is a brutal ballet of strength against lethality. Kong takes more burns, more cuts from their razor-sharp claws, but his will is unbreakable. He is the king, and he won't be dethroned. Finally, he smashes through the last of the guards into the heart of the hive. The chamber is vast, pulsating with a sickening life, and on a throne of twisted resin, he sees her.
The queen.
She is immense, a nightmare of black armor and a royal crest, her cold intelligence radiating across the chamber. Slowly, she detaches from her massive egg sac, and her roar is a promise of utter destruction. This is different. This isn't a battle of instinct. It's a war between two sovereigns. The queen is a whirlwind of death, her bladed tail a blur, her secondary jaw snapping with lethal force. Kong meets her charge in a collision that shakes the island's foundations. He's stronger, but she is faster and armed with nature's cruelest weapons. She lunges, and he catches her. The two titans locked in a brutal struggle. Acidic blood drips from a wound on her shoulder, forcing Kong to recoil. She presses her advantage, driving him back. For a moment, the king falters. He's wounded, weary, and facing an enemy whose very biology is a weapon. But this is his kingdom, he roars. A sound of pure defiance, and fights with the cunning he's learned over a lifetime of battle. He grabs a massive sharpened stone from the cavern floor, using it as both a shield and a spear. The final confrontation is a storm of fury. Kong uses the stone to parry her tail and block her snapping jaws. He endures the agony of her claws, focused on one goal, ending her reign. She thrashes, acid blood spewing everywhere. But he holds firm, his face a mask of grim victory. With one last guttural shriek, the queen goes still. The hive mind shatters. Remaining drones collapse, their purpose extinguished. Kong stands victorious, but not unscathed. He's covered in wounds, his fur scarred by acid. He rips the queen's corpse from the wall and throws it down, a final act of dominance. Turning his back on the dying hive, he walks out into the dawn. The sun rises over Skull Island, bathing its wounded king in light. He's bruised, he's burned, but he is unbroken. He lets out one last powerful roar that echoes across his reclaimed kingdom, the roar of the one true apex predator. Who should challenge the king next? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic battles.